Coming live from Turtle 30 Seashell, I'm your host, Christina Ferris. Today is September 18th, 2016. Today's message entitled, Jesus is no respecter of persons. Mark 5:21 through 43. Out of the King James Bible. And when Jesus was passed over again by ship unto the other side, much people gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea. And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus, by name. When he saw him, he fell at his feet, and besought him greatly, saying, My little daughter lieth at the point of death. I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her, that she might be healed, and she shall live. And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him, and thronged him. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus, came, pressed behind, and touched his garment. For she said, If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press, and said, Who touched my clothes? And the disciples said unto him, Thou seest the multitude throng thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And he looked round about to see her that he had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him, and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith has made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain, which said, Thy daughter is dead. Which troublest thou thy master any further? As soon as Jesus heard the words that were spoke, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James, John, and the brother of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he had come in, he said unto them, Why make ye this ado, and weep? Damsel is not dead, but asleep. And they laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entered in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand, and said unto her, Talitha cumi, which is being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway the damsel arose and walked, for she was of age of the 12 years. And they were astonished with great astonishment. And he charged them strictly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat. If we can understand anything about Jesus' healing, it would be he showed no favoritism of what class or status a person had when it came to healing. The woman with the issue of blood was poor. She spent much money on doctors seeking treatment to no prevail of being healed. She was very poor. She seen Jesus coming and heard the power of healing, and wondered if she could touch the hem of his garment. Just a small place. No one would notice, she thought. Perhaps she would be healed, she thought again. So she made her way to Jesus, bending down before him and touching the hem of his garment. How many people did just hope to see Jesus that he healed? He chose to recognize when walking. The number is untold. Zacchaeus, small in stature, was one Jesus looked up and saw. The blind man on the road that wailed to be taken to Jesus. What about the lepers that were unclean by all society? that Jesus would call forth and heal. The woman of the issue of blood had bled for 9 years. She needed healing. She went forth and touched his garment, and healing virtue left Jesus. Jesus turned, looking at the woman, and said, "Who touched me?" The woman in fear said, "I did." Jesus told her her faith had healed her. She had believed Jesus could heal her, and all she needed to do was touch the hem of his garment. Oh, how precious for a poor woman to bend and touch the garment at the feet of Jesus. She was unclean by the temple law. She was unclean by society because of her issue of blood. Yet Jesus welcomed her and healed her. The ruler of the synagogue, a man of wealth and a man of power, needed Jesus to come and heal his daughter. On their way to the ruler of the synagogue's house, a servant comes and tells the ruler his daughter has died. But Jesus said it was not so. The ruler and the mother with 2 disciples, and Jesus entered the room. Jesus told the little girl to rise up. It mattered not that the man was a ruler. Jesus was there to testify of his power to raise the dead to the ruler. Jesus' visit was to testify of his healing power to heal the poor woman, and to the village of his healing power and the ability to raise the dead. Jesus is no respecter of persons. He healed all that came with faith, and those that came seeking deliverance. It mattered not if they were worthy of his time or not. He had open arms to all that came to him. The man with nobility seeking for his daughter, the blind, the deaf, the crippled, the leopard, and the woman with the issue of blood, with no nobility, was worthy of healing by Jesus. Does Jesus still heal today? The answer is yes. Then why is there not more healing? Is it a lack of faith? It is because Jesus is not walking in the flesh among us. When Christ returns, those that are his will be healed. Those that are not his will be cast down. Christ promised to return in the sky so all could see him and know he lives. He will call those remaining that are his to come and join him in the air. His protection on his children before the Father. If healing comes before we join him, illness will come again. Flu comes like the plague, and so do winter colds and coughs. Yet when God chooses to heal you, praise his name and share the miracle of his grace in your life with those around you. Do the will of God by honoring him before God takes his gift to you from you. The man born blind for over 50 years was fixing to sin, and Jesus warned him of his sin. Pray for healing. If God does not deliver, then it is your cross to bear till the hour of deliverance, but not without the help of God.